Your potential clients not only don't trust you when you first start to pop up in their feed on social media, etc., they hate your guts. They think you're a scumbag, trying to con them out of money. That is how you need to move into creating content for your business. That's how you need to think about creating content for your business. In particular, if you're in the coaching, consulting space, you make content for your online service-based business, that is how your audience looks at you and what you do. You come into the market at -10 in terms of trust. And if your felt reality is that you have more no-shows on your sales calls, you get more objections on the sales calls that you're delivering, you get lower close rates on the calls that you're having, and just generally speaking, you have longer sales cycles, then what you really need to understand is that trust is not given, it is not owed to you, it is earned. And we earn it by the content that we create and the marketing that we put out to the marketplace. And in this video, I want to show you why marketing is the hardest that it has ever been, despite in some ways it being the easiest that it's ever been. We have more tools, we have more resources available to us to help us speed up the content creation process, help with the ideation process, and yet marketing is the hardest that it has ever been. And I want to explain why, because AI has lowered the barrier to entry for people to start online businesses. That is the short answer. It has never been easier for people to just hop on, run to ChatGPT, have 10 scripts made in a couple of seconds, when it actually used to take a lot of thought and originality and a bit of artistic flair to put yourself out there. It doesn't require that anymore. You can literally just create content in a matter of seconds. A Claude prompt can help you create back-end systems and automations for an online business, when actually it took a lot of elbow grease to do this in the past. It doesn't anymore. And it's never been easier to hop online, make bold, unrealistic claims, and take thousands of dollars from people on the internet. I want to play this very quick clip. I'm not going to play it all, but this is a clip of Alex Hormozi speaking to Sam Ovens at the school games a few months back. And the question is around, is there a trust issue online? Is there a trust crisis? So I'm just going to let this play out for a minute or so. And I want you to listen to what Alex says about people making unrealistic claims and what that does for us as online entrepreneurs.
So I felt this 5 years ago. And so that's why I started making content. And so it started feeling like the writing on the wall, at least for me, and maybe some people are more sensitive to these things than others, but like it just, something felt off, that people could just like hop on and then just promise all sorts of things, and then people would hand their life savings over to them. And that happens to enough people, and then bad reputations start happening in general. And first it starts, you have bad actors, but then with enough bad actors, the industry gets a bad reputation. And I think that fundamentally the education space in general, especially for charging, itself has a bad brand. And so you start at -10 when you come in, because everyone just assumes that you suck and that you have no credibility, and they are probably right 9 out of 10 times. And so it makes sense that you would have that reputation when you come in, because that's probably reality. And so you have to just like completely anchor on the other side, which is like, how do I be absolutely honest? How do I be absolutely upfront? How do I absolutely substantiate whatever I have? And I think that's the reason that, I mean, I've at least noticed this. A lot of people were late to it, but like creating content, making, building a brand, providing value ahead of time, that's like the direct response stuff works just under the context of I've already provided value to you. Because direct response, if you think about like what the term is, like direct response, you're asking them to do something. So it's just saying like, hey, soliciting people to do stuff doesn't work anymore. It's like, no, I mean, soliciting people to do stuff when you've never done anything for them doesn't work as well anymore. But if you do stuff for them first and then you directly solicit a response, it for sure works. It's just they're skipping the first step, the most important step. And so I think that's why, and I would say that between long form and short form, I see short form overall as just a way to get people into a longer form, dynamic. And we think about how do we have as many reinforcement cycles with a prospect in the shortest period of time?
There you go. You have it from the GOAT himself, Alex Hormozi. There is a trust crisis, and it is downstream from lots of bad players. And as I said previously, the number of bad players in an industry has, like our industry as coaches, has increased dramatically because AI has significantly lowered the barrier to entry to set up, start, and run one of these online businesses. But have no fear, it is not all doom and gloom. And if you're already making 6 figures or close to 6 figures and you're getting client results, then you probably don't need a new offer. You probably don't need a new funnel. You just need to bolt something on to what you're already doing. And that thing, in my opinion, is what I like to call the client ecosystem. And the client ecosystem in the last year alone has helped me take a brand new offer from $0 to $750,000 without sales calls. And yes, I legitimately mean without sales calls. I took approximately 3 sales calls in 2025 to 2026 with 1 virtual assistant and 1 video editor. Okay, so tiny team, all while spending around about 4 hours per week on client calls / delivery per week. And I know exactly what you're thinking as I say that. You're thinking, what on earth? What a load of dog's toffee. That sounds like absolute garbage. You're probably also thinking, who the fuck is this handsome British bloke and why should I listen to him? So let me give you the TLDR. I'm just gonna give you a quick rundown of what I've done, what's brought me to this point as an online coach and as an online entrepreneur. And then I'm gonna show you in this video the 3 things that I think you should be focusing on to beat this trust crisis and more readily sell your services and shorten those sales cycles, get more show rates and close rates, and all those things we spoke about. So number 1, I served in the British Army for just over 9 years. I then left and became a personal trainer. And then I scaled my fitness business to multiple 6 figures per year, not having a clue what I was doing things very, very badly. But that kind of led me then to mentoring over 500 personal trainers and online fitness coaches. And now I privately consult with over 130 coaches, consultants, and experts on how to scale in a fun and profitable way with this ecosystem approach that I'm about to show you. So there's some pictures to validate the things that I spoke about there. This is my mentoring business with some of our clients. And in this video, I'm going to show you how you can add fuel to an already validated offer or get a brand new offer off the ground as fast as possible. So if you're ready to do this, let's dive right in. You, your results, and your methods, those are the 3 things that we need to sell our prospective clients on before they buy from us, okay? And what I want to run through right now is how you can practically do this with an ecosystem approach and with your content marketing in general. So let's start with you. Are you somebody who is trustworthy? Okay, are you the sort of person that if I pay you today, are you going to be around tomorrow to actually deliver on what you promised? Okay, we need to actually demonstrate this in our content marketing. Are you somebody people get along with? Like, do you have similar interests and values and so on? Are you an aspirational character that people want to emulate in some way? In particular in coaching businesses, the coach themselves is usually an aspirational character. They're usually somebody that people would like to emulate in their area or their domain of expertise. So if you're a fitness coach or a weight loss coach, then typically you're in shape. You know, if you're a business coach, then typically you make lots of money with your business. If you're a relationship coach, then typically you've helped lots of people with their relationships and you have a fantastic relationship yourself. Okay, so are you demonstrating those things? And what we do with our ecosystem is we leverage middle of funnel nurture content and we build trust with our audience and build deeper connections with that audience. Okay, so it's really, really important that we're actually being mindful of selling your audience on you as the individual. And like I said, we do this in our ecosystem with our middle of funnel nurture content. The next thing is you need to sell people on your results. Okay, so have you proved beyond reasonable doubt that if somebody invests in your service, that they will get the results that they desire? Now, an ecosystem showcases client results across multiple channels and touch points on a daily basis. So leads see your program as a credible solution to their problems. Okay, you've got to show so much social proof in this day and age that you remove all reasonable doubt that you can actually help people get the result that they come to you for. It is so important that you're showcasing social proof regularly. Now, when you're setting your ecosystem up, so if you think about your communities, your email lists, your short form channels, your long form channels, all of these different touch points that you're going to have with an audience of people who consume your content, you want to have social proof across all of those platforms. It's really, really key. The third and final thing that we need to sell people on are your methods. Now, this is something that so many coaches and consultants ignore, but people don't just buy your results. They care about how you get those results for people. So let me give you a really quick example here to kind of make this point. If you help people lose weight, but you're really open about the fact that the way that you help people to lose weight is by getting them to train for 3 hours plus per day and eating fish and rice cakes every single day, repeatedly for every meal, then you are not going to sell that offer, right? People are not going to want to buy it because the method that you use to get people results are seen as substandard, right? They're not what people, that's not what people want to do to lose weight. And so your methods for getting results are just as important as the results that you get for your clients. And an ecosystem leverages bottom of funnel content to demonstrate your methodology so you attract ideal clients who love the way you do things. So one of the things that I do every single week in my bottom of funnel content is I actually showcase my mechanisms for getting results with clients. Like, how am I actually generating leads for clients? How do we nurture those leads? What's our sales process? I actually demonstrate this on a regular basis so that people can buy into the way we help our clients. And this is probably the most overlooked factor as it relates to selling people on the 3 things. But that is it. If you really want to shorten those sales cycles, get more close rates, then you need to be selling your prospects on these 3 things: you, your results, and your methods. Hopefully that's been useful, and I will see you on the next one.